Hello everyone, Happy New Year, and welcome back to a brand new video. It's great to be back with you all. As you may know, I took a few month break off of YouTube to focus on my college studies, and I'm happy to say it went really well. Better than what I actually expected, honestly, but enough of that. Today we're taking a look at Exton Square Mall, located in Exton, Pennsylvania. This is a property I've wanted to see for many years now, and I'm excited to finally share it with you all. So sit back, relax, and let's take a look at Exton Square Mall as it stood in August 2024. Welcome to Exton Square Mall, everyone. When I first walked into this hallway, I was just blown away by the sheer size of this place. The way the skylights were designed to flood the space with natural light is truly impressive, creating a warm and welcoming atmosphere. But before long, that sense of awe was interrupted by an unexpected foe. Alright, so here's something new I'm going to be trying with my mall videos. If security catches me filming, this little warning will pop up on the screen. And sure enough, just a few minutes into my exploration at Exton Square Mall while I was getting some scenic shots, a security guard literally spawned in out of nowhere like a final boss and threatened to throw me out if he caught me filming again. Naturally, I did not listen to him as I've waited nearly a half a decade to see this place, and I wasn't going to let a mall cop ruin my dream. Funny enough though, I never saw him the rest of the time I was there, though I heard from some other people that he eventually stopped them as well. Normally, I could talk my way out of some of these situations, but this guy, nope, he had zero mercy. He just wanted to throw me out, but he let me go for now. So obviously, after that situation, I had to be a lot more covert while filming here, but enough said about my first encounter with Paul Blart, and let's dive into the history of Exton Square Mall. Exton Square Mall's history would begin in the early 1970s, where the Rouse Company, a prominent mall developer for the time, would announce plans to build a new shopping mall in Exton, PA. These plans would be quickly approved, and the mall would go under construction throughout the early 1970s, being concluded in 1973 with the mall opening on March 15, 1973. The mall would be designed in a square shape with Philadelphia-based Strawbridge and Clothier at the center of the mall, as the mall's first major anchor store. Exton would also be home to the first Chick-fil-A restaurant in the state of Pennsylvania, and still remains at the mall today as one of the last remaining food court tenants. Anyways, the mall was a massive success for the Rouse Company, and would remain a prominent community hub throughout the 1970s and the 1980s. An interesting history side note about the property, the Zook House, which is a house that dates back even further than the American Revolutionary time period, was originally on the side of the mall. So in order for the mall developers to build the property, they were ordered by the township to move the house to a new location, in which they did. The house, by the way, still exists on the property today, just across the road from Boscov's, and is a reminder of America's colonial past amidst the modern retail, which today is Exton Square Mall. By the 1990s, the mall began to show its age, and the Rouse Company knew this, in which they would begin to form plans to renovate and expand the mall property, though this wouldn't be the only trouble the mall would face during this time period. In the early 90s, the King of Prussia Mall, which is just located a bit more than 20 minutes away from Exton, received a massive renovation and expansion, putting the mall in a hard place. But the mall owners were not going to go down without a fight, and by the mid-1990s, Exton Square Mall received a massive renovation and expansion. During this time, Boscov's and JCPenney signed on as anchor stores, with Sears signing on the following year. From 1999 to 2000 would mark Exton Square Mall's grand reopening phase, with Sears and Boscov's opening at the mall in 1999, followed by JCPenney in the new food court in 2000. The expansion of Exton Square would nearly double the size of the mall property, with the total retail space expanding from nearly 435,000 square feet to about 980,000 square feet by the time the renovation was finished. And also the total capacity of the mall was expanded from nearly 95 stores to about 150. And the way the mall looks today would come out of that renovation. This renovation reinvigorated Exton Square and built the mall up into the regional hub that could stand against the King of Prussia Mall for the time being. With all of the success for the mall, the Rouse Company would decide to sell the mall on its high note to Pennsylvania Real Estate Investment Trust, or better known as Duett. Strawbridge and Clothier would convert to Macy's in 2006, marking the end of Exton's successful period. Although during this time period the mall was still doing pretty well, in the following years, Exton's luck would begin to run out. The decline of Exton Square Mall would begin in 2014, when the mall would lose its first anchor store, being JCPenney, just closing after only 14 years of operation at the property. Following this, the mall would begin to lose more tenants. In 2016, Duett attempted to boost the mall by having Round 1 Entertainment take over the bottom level of the former JCPenney space, while having Spirit Halloween occasionally lease out the upstairs. Sears Auto Center would shut down in 2017, followed by the main store in 2019. As you could tell, things were getting pretty bad for Exton at this point, but since the 2020s were on the horizon, things were obviously going to get better, am I right? Anyways, the COVID-19 pandemic would do some serious damage to this mall, as during that time period, many tenants left the mall and moved to King of Prussia Mall or elsewhere. In 2021, the mall received some use as a COVID vaccination center rented out the former Sears space, but the mall was dying at an alarming rate at this point. Duett knew this as well, and they would try and bail on the mall in 2022 by attempting to sell it to Brandywine Realty Trust, but that deal would end up falling through. Being the mall during this point was doing poorly, the owners began leasing out the property to non-retail tenants, with a health center opening up in 2022, with other non-traditional tenants coming along being township offices and a library. By 2025, Macy's would depart the mall and Duett would thankfully sell the mall off to Abraham's Realty and Development. Plans would then be submitted to the township of that year for the complete redevelopment of the mall's site, but those plans would then be shot down by the township, which brings us to today's state. Currently, the mall owners are suing the township for not accepting its plans, and the mall continues to remain in dire straits with just Boscov's and Round 1 as anchor stores with very little in the way of national brands or even tenants at all at this point. Even though this lawsuit is still ongoing, I can't imagine it'll last much longer, as at the end of the day, the township is going to want a thriving community hub that brings in good tax revenue, and sadly, this mall no longer serves that purpose. What I'm predicting is that probably in the months to a year following this video, we will see the fateful news that concerns this property, but we'll see if my speculations are true in the months following. Honestly, Exton is a mall way past its lifespan, and currently it's on its deathbed waiting for the mall owners to pull the plug. Obviously not the most optimistic thought, and that's the last thing I want to start off 2026 with, is negative thoughts. But the one positive thing I believe we can take away from this is that no matter what the future holds for Exton, is that it will continue to remain a community center, and that is something worth believing in, as one of the things we as humans desire most is community. And that is something that is needed more than ever nowadays. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed the history portion of this video. If you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you, as there was a lot of hard work that went into this video in particular, So I just really appreciate you guys sticking around this far. I'll be back later in the video to wrap things up, but for now, I will see you later. Hello guys, I hope you enjoyed my video tour of the Exton Square Mall located in Exton, PA. If you are not subscribed and you enjoyed this video, I recommend you do so, as much more content like this will be coming out this year, including many more mall tours and maybe something a little different. To my existing subscribers, I just want to thank you all for your continuous support toward my channel. I'm so grateful that pretty much all of you stuck through my long departure, and I just want to thank you again for being such great loyal fans. 2026 is going to be an amazing year for the channel, and I can't wait to share some great content with you guys. Anyways, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Remember to stay gold, and I'll see you soon in the next video.